Hello, welcome to 9 p.m. English News Edition brought to you live by RTD channel. Here are the top stories. Djibouti, German, the head of state presents heartfelt condolences to the German Chancellor. Djibouti and African Union discussion on the involvement of the African Union in border dispute between Djibouti and Eritrea. And now to the United States U.S. Fitzgerald crash, race to find 7 missing Navy crew. That was the headlines, and now to the national news. The head of state presents heartfelt condolences to the German Chancellor. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margelit, sent today, Friday, a message of condolences to the German Chancellor, Miss Angela Merkel, following the death occurred even today of the former German Chancellor and one of the leading figures of the political landscape of Germany. The 50 years past, Mr. Helmut Kohl, in his message, the President of the Republic has welcomed the memory of a great man of a state which has worked to the achievement of the more major event of his country and his continent, of the German reunification, and also the role of engine assumed by Germany within the European Union. Helmut Kohl has left its imprint on the political history of Germany and also of Europe, has written the President Gale, praising the fitness high that the deceased former leaders had in regard to the search for consensus. It will remain forever engraved in the heart and spirit of the Germans for his modesty and also his accessibility. Also noted the head of the state of Djibouti, requesting that his condolences saddened to be extended to the family and friends of the deceased Helmut Kohl, as well as to the whole of the friendly people of Germany.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mohammed Ali Yusuf, visited the bedside of Qadr Soldari. The bedside of Qadr Soldari ensured in a serious accident during the withdrawal of the armed force deployed in Qadr at the border between our country and Eritrea, and this is in the presence of the ambassador of Qadr to Djibouti. This accident has made a day and 2 more wounded. The minister has met with many officers as well as the highest military responsible Qataris, in this case the commander of force, and presented him with the sincere condolences to the family of the deceased and wishes a speedy recovery to the injured. Recall that the state of Qadr has taken the decision to withdraw from the mediation in the border conflict Djibouti of Eritrea and proceeded to the immediate withdrawal of its troops deployed on the border between Djibouti and Eritrea.
And now the Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to Ethiopia and Permanent Representative to the African Union and the Economic Commission for Africa, Mr. Mohammed Idris Farah, was received yesterday at the headquarters of the African Union by the President of the Commission of the African Union, Mr. Moussa Faki Mohammed, in order to convey a message from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Mohammed Ali Yusuf, relating to the judgment of the mediation of the Emirat Qatar on the border dispute between our country and Eritrea. The Ambassador of Djibouti and the President of the Commission of the African Union have agreed to the more substantial involvement of the African Union on this dispute, as to the light of this new development which would affect the peace and security of the region. Finally, the President Moussa Faki and the Ambassador have evoked the role of Djibouti in the area of peace and security in Africa. They have taken part in this maintenance. Djiboutian reading Mr. Moussa Jama Ali, Second Chancellor Lord of the African Union, and Colonel Omar Said Khairi, attaches of defense, has to the embassy.
Following the withdrawal of the force of the Qatar's position since 2008 at the border of Djibouti, Eritrea, the Minister of National Defense, Mr. Ali Hassan Bahdoun, and is delivered on 4 June 2017 to Dumera to see with his own eyes the reality on the ground. The withdrawal of the force of Qatar, a direct result of the current crisis between Saudi Arabia and Qatar, has caused a short-time Republic of Djibouti, which had granted its fight in the interposition of the army of the Qatar, placed under the trustship of the United Nations, up to the resolution of this border conflict between Djibouti and Eritrea. However, it appears that the breaches, the withdrawal of this force of interposition was recovered by Eritrea, which is precipitated in a few hours on the craze of Gabla by positioning its armed elements. The Republic of Djibouti, faithful to its principle of respect for borders and ensures for the maintenance of peace and stability in the region, notice with regret this new warlike act of its neighbor to the north, and once again launch an appeal to international community to denounce the provocation of the Eritrea. Trusting to the African mediation, Arabic and the Union Nation, the Republic of Djibouti requested to international bodies to put everything in order to preserve the security of the Strait of Bab and Al-Bandab maritime route by where transit 18% of hydrocarbon at the destination of the European community. The Minister of Defense reiterated its confidence in the armed force in Djibouti and ensured the men and women positioned at the Dumera of the total support of the President of the Republic, Mr. Mohamed Ghele, Supreme Chief of the Armed Force, as well as of its government. The integrity of our territory and our sovereignty are not valuable and may not each time be victims of the vagaries of unstable regime nor suffer the consequences of crisis is faced by the world.
Still on the national news, the members of the committee of the RPP have begun yesterday evening the traditional tour performed during the blessed months of the Ramadan to organize an evening of charity and charitable organization. The first delegation of the executive committee, directed by Ali Abdi and comprising the members of the executive committee, Safia Al-Mujabril, and comprising 3 ministers of the government, Ms. Samina Abdi Aden Hassan, Mohamed Kamil, and also Ms. Mumi Ahmed Hassan, accompanied by parliamentarians and the framework of the party, has organized the distribution of new clothes to orphans and children of disadvantaged families at the headquarters of the neighborhood RPP from neighborhood 6. A ceremony for the distribution of clothes to orphans. And this distribution has concerned the orphans and the poor children of the annex to Bolas and Rasdika, to Noshek, Siraj District 1 and 2, Quarter 3, and also Section 5 and Arhiba. This tour coincides with the Ramadan, and the training is preparing to redouble effort to invigorate the RPP party. The committees of annex were all present, accompanied of orphan children beneficiaries who received from hands of the languages the news suite. This action between the framework of social support organized each year by the RPP, several languages of the party took the floor during the ceremony of distribution.
In the framework of the celebration of the 40th anniversary of independence, the Association for the Promotion of Sport Activities and Cultural Life of Women organized on one day in multi-sport dedicated to the women to the complex in Fahad yesterday evening by a troupe of stars of women chaired by Madam Mr. Saida Mohammed Musa, former footballer, women and members of the ADS, accompanied by the President of the Olympic Committee of Djibouti, Stories Aisha Garat Ali, by the presence of the Mayor of Djibouti, Madam Stories Fatouma Osman Awale, with the participation of the President of the Association of Veterans of the ADS, Ahmed Mohammed, accompanied by his colleagues. The Association for the Promotion of Women in Sporting and Cultural requested the growing service of multiple sport within the complex in Fahad alive of 40th anniversary of the National Day. A very beautiful different parts of the sport are the foot of women, handball, basketball, table tennis, petting, judo, and the goto, without forgetting the part of athletic of women and the 400 meters and 200 put 100 meters the petrol and the other demonstration of each federation animated the service. After the closing ceremony, Mr. Mayor Fatouma Osman and has commended the aspect which has organized an evening of noising and listening. Then the President of the Association of Veterans, Mr. Muhammad Ali Saeed, has also congratulated such organization. And after reaction of young girl participating of the federation, finally Stories, and the president of the SPA thanked all the participants on the department which finished these activities of the presidency and the president of the Republic, Mr. Usman Anglais, and the first lady, Mr. Khadra Mohammed Hay.
And now moving to the international news, a major search operation is underway for 7 missing US sailors after their ship collided with a merchant vessel off the coast of Japan. Several Japanese and US boats and aircraft have been deployed, with the search continuing into the night. An investigation into how the US Fitzgerald collided with a Philippine-registered container ship in the early hours of Saturday morning has begun. The ship's commanding officer was among 3 people aboard to be hospitalized. The incident took place some 56 nautical miles southwest of the Japanese port city of Yokozuka at about 2:30 local time on Saturday. The Navy ship's starboard side was heavily damaged in the collision, but the vessel later managed to slowly return to its base in Yokozuka with the assistance of US Navy tugboat. That's it for tonight's news. Thanks for watching us and have a very wonderful evening.